And I think I'm yo-yoing Paul here. Is it 16 or 18? I don't know how much were we given for these. Does anybody know?
Well, this is the first one.
First one.
9. So.
Well, one thing I was just curious, clarifying with you, Matt. When you referred to your financial advisor, I'm assuming that was somebody that was there at the company, like through the company provider. So with somebody like me who is not associated explicitly with the company, if Matt were my client, I would have continued to service Matt. So I just wanted to clarify that. If anybody was like, well, where's Drew gonna go when I get laid off? Really quickly, I wanted to take just a moment to refresh a couple of things. I mentioned this mission statement for me a couple weeks ago. I wanted the last line here. I strive to bring my clients' financial future to their present and intentionality to their money. Research shows that we actually think of our future selves as a different person. And that's why it's so hard for us to save, because we're focused on the here and now, the present self, and we're not really thinking of our future self as the same person. So we're not setting ourselves up for success. So one of the keys that I feel is really important for what I do is helping bring that future to the present and intentionality to their money. And I do that through this, complete wealth plan is kind of what I've turned this to be. And I think I just want to show you this as a reminder of all the things that I can do for you. What we're focused on though today, Matt and I, is this last one, relationship management. The team that you have behind you is really what's going to lead to your success. And I can't do this on my own. I need people like Matt. I need people like others in the room, Robin with insurance, things like that, to really help you guys out. And Matt would agree with me on that. One thing I really wanted to quickly mention is, what does this cost? Because a lot of people are concerned, well, financial advisors, that's an expensive thing. So there's two broad categories. There are traditional brokerage accounts. That's what most people are used to over the years, and then fee-based fiduciary accounts. I just want to tell you guys, any costs that come out of your accounts come from the account, not from your checking. So you're not paying me this $58 a month or anything like that out of checking. That's coming from the growth in your account. And I, in full transparency, get about 10 to 40% of that comes directly back to me. I never want my clients to be confused as, well, what's in this for Drew? All right, so today we're focused on how Matt and I can work together. And I found this quote from Helen Keller that I absolutely love. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. And I want you to keep that in your mind as Matt and I are about to present what we're going to present. So Matt, do you want to kick it off with the Doe family?
Yes, this is a great family. Perfect Utah family with the Wasatch Front. So this is a typical family that both of us work with. And if you look, you got Jane and John, typical age, but their kids are a little on the iffy side. That's what a little Marcus looks like, a little Kaylee and a little Lonnie. So typical Utah family. Now their income's about 80 grand. Taxes take their horrible share. And so we're gonna look at what their typical bills look like. So they've got a mortgage, given it's a very small place in Utah, but they got a mortgage. They've got a car loan. They've got some ATVs. It's a typical family. It's what most people have. So they've got a little bit of savings, and then they've got all their bills. So they're trying to figure out how to support a family of 5 with $80K a year. And look at how much is remaining by the end of the month. And now if this hits home, or people like this, a lot of people that I've worked with and that Drew have worked with are this family. So let's see what happens when we invest that little teeny amount into their financial future and their retirement fund.
So when I sit down with somebody, what I try to figure out, again, bringing that future to the present, I try to figure out their needs, wants, and wishes for their long-term goals. So for this family, we're just going to assume we've got basic living expenses in retirement and healthcare. Healthcare is a huge bill that we got to prepare for. So that is often definitely within the needs. Once for this family, they want to travel. When they retire, they want to travel once a year for the next 15 years. They want to spend about $10,000 on that travel. They know that they have about 2 vehicles in retirement that they're going to want to pay for. And they have a shorter term goal to give all of their children $10,000 when they reach age 18. That could be used for a car, a wedding, college, but they want to be able to give something to their kids at that point. That's a want. And then wishes, they would love to leave a bequest. They'd love to leave something behind for their kids. So $100,000 split 3 ways, that's kind of their goal. The other assumptions we're making here is that retirement's going to start at 65 for John. Expectancy in life is 91 or 93. It's pretty common right now for life expectancy, and Social Security beginning at retirement. So if we bake in those numbers, what we've got is a 9% chance that they're going to accomplish all of these goals for just the needs only. 0% to accomplish the wants and the wishes. And we do this through this really robust software. It runs 1,000 different Monte Carlo scenarios is what this is called, and in every one of those scenarios, they run out of money. And we can even bake out the numbers and show you explicitly in each year of retirement where their money's going. And they run out of money actually. All of their retirement savings, the first year, they're just depleted. So what can Matt do to help this family?
So you saw with this family, they have a lot of expenses, they have a lot of debt. The majority of the people that I work with, if we start pounding away at this within about a year, we're able to free up about $1,000. Now that's getting rid of debt, that's increasing their cash flow, it may be cutting out some of the things that they don't need. But this is a pretty typical scenario where within about a year we can free that money up so that they can do more with it. Now let's see what happens if we free up $1,000 a month, send them back to Drew to see what he can do with his magic at that point.
Now, one thing, and as Matt and I were discussing, Matt's had some clients, I think, that he's done this work, he's freed up the cash, and then they just go and spend it and play.
And it's gone.
And it's gone. So what we're proposing here is two simple changes. If we take that $1,000 and now we can increase their monthly contribution, instead of just $50 a month to each of their IRAs, we can do substantially more, and we start saving for that goal of having $10,000 for their kids. So we reallocate the money in that way. We've accomplished something pretty remarkable. Those two changes, and now they are 99% of the way to meeting their needs in retirement, 73% of the way, well within the confidence zone, needs, wants, and wishes. So those goals that they had set out for themselves are very doable. I do want to say that this is really possible because they've got the benefit of time. 35, 37-year-old, they've got a number of years before retirement. They can allow compounding interest and everything to work in its favor. And so they can really move the dial in this way. And again, running that Monte Carlo situation, now we've got 50% of the time, they're almost ending 50% of the time with that $100,000, which is great. 10% of the time, they could walk away with future dollars, $17 million. Now this runs all kinds of market variations and volatility and all kinds of scenarios, and it gives us a really robust look at that future. And again, we can bake out all the numbers. So before we wrap up, I love this quote from Warren Buffett. Someone's sitting in the shade of a tree today because someone planted a tree long ago. Wow. I love this quote though because really what we have to do is we have to prepare for our future. Every year, every day we delay, we are making a bigger mess for ourselves. It's harder to unpack. And Matt and I working together can help you build this tree not only to benefit your future self, but also your kids.
Well, and a lot of the numbers that Drew showed you, that is staying at the same income for the rest of your life. That doesn't even include if you increase your income, if this was a one income household. So if both people are going back to work, that increases the income. So see how much farther ahead you may be able to throw in that investment property, that cabin, that boat, whatever it is to get to that next point. So again, this is how we work very well together, and working together, you're going to get a lot farther than just working with each of us separately.
And that's the thing I just want to emphasize is exactly what Matt said there, which is I can only do so much, Matt can only do so much, but the synergy we can create can really move the dial in a significant way. So I guess that's our time.